So, in the last video, we did a part of chapter 3. I broke the video into two parts because it's getting rather long. So, we will now read from where we left off in the last video. Okay. So, if you can see my screen, you will see that we stopped reading here, and we've read previous. Wilbur is crying. Okay, so everybody is kind of confused. Everybody is trying to give Wilbur instructions on what to do. All of the animals, right? But Wilbur is a little pig. Okay, um, I'm now going to start and read. After all, Wilbur was a very young pig, not much more than a baby, really. Okay, you can see my cursor, and I will move the cursor as I read, and you can read with me and underline with me. Okay, he wished Fern were there to take him in her arms and comfort him. He was looking for comfort and he was looking for love. When he looked up and saw Mr. Zuckerman standing quite close to him, holding holding a pail of warm slops, that means a bucket full of food, warm food, he felt relieved. Relieved means relaxed. He lifted his nose and sniffed. The smell was delicious. Warm milk, potato skins, wheat middlings, Kellogg's cornflakes, and a popover left from the Zuckerman's breakfast. So, these are the things that, Wilbur wants to eat, and they're mixed up in the bucket, and Wilbur is really looking forward to eating them all. Okay. Come, pig, said Mrs. Ackerman, tapping the pail. So he's, tapping the pail like this, making a noise, and he was asking Wilbur to come towards him. Wilbur took a step towards the pail. He went towards the bucket of food. No, 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 said the goose. It's the old pail trick. It's a trick, said the goose. Wilbur, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. He's trying to lure you. Lure you means he's trying to attract you. He's trying to, bring you back into captivity. Captivity is when you are locked up. Okay. So he's trying to trick you into coming back into the pig pen. Okay. He's appealing. Appealing means he is trying to trick you into, he's trying to, appealing to your stomach, which means, he's targeting your stomach. He knows what your weak point is. Wilbur's weak point is hunger, so he's targeting there, and he's, showing him food so that he can walk up to Mr. Zuckerman, and and then get back into the pig pen. Okay. Wilbur didn't care. The food smelled appetizing. Appetizing is tasty here. His appetite is buzzing now. He wants to eat, right? He took another step of the word toward the pail. Pig, pig, said Mr. Zuckerman in a kind voice, and began walking slowly towards the barnyard. So he has the pail, the bucket in his hand. Who has the bucket in their hand? Mr. Zuckerman. Okay. Now he's taking the pail slowly away from Wilbur. Wilbur is coming. He's moving where? He's moving towards the yard of the barn. Okay. So he's kind of tricking him into following him. Okay. Looking all about him innocently. Zuckerman is pretending to be innocent, as if he didn't know that a little white pig was following along behind him. You'll be sorry, 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 called the goose. Wilbur didn't care. He kept walking toward the pail of slops. So Zuckerman walked toward the barn, and Wilbur kept following him. Was he following him, or was he following the bucket full of food? Wilbur was following the bucket full of food. You'll miss your freedom, honked the goose. Honked here is to speak very loudly. An hour of freedom is worth a barrel of slops, right? So he's like, you know what? It's fine. You get freedom for 1 hour. Just leave the bucket full of slops. It's fine. You can, let the bucket go. It's fine. The cost of freedom is no food. So you leave the food behind. But no, Wilbur didn't care. He wanted the food. When Mr. Zuckerman reached the pig pen, he climbed over to the fence, poured the slops into the trough. So he poured the food into the trough. The trough is a container in which animal food is kept. Okay. Then he pulled the loose board away from the fence. So Zuckerman pulled the board away, made space for Wilbur to walk inside the pig pen. Reconsider, reconsider, cried the goose. Wilbur paid no attention. He stepped through the fence into his yard. He walked to the trough. He walked where the food was and took a long drink of slops, sucking in the milk hungrily and chewing the popover. Popover is leftover bacon. It was good to be home again. While Wilbur ate, Lovey fetched a hammer and some 8-penny nails and nailed the board in place. So as soon as Wilbur was eating, Lovey went, he got a hammer, okay, and he got nails. Nails are, the tiny iron pieces which can be hammered into a wall or into something to just lock it in, okay. So in Hindi we call nails keel and hammer is called a hathoda. Okay, so they nailed the board in place. They used hammer and nails to fix the board up in its original position. Then he and Mr. Zuckerman leaned lazily on the fence. They leaned like this, and they're like, Zuckerman scratched Wilbur's back with a stick. He's quite big, said Lurvy. So, why did he say he's quite a pig? Because, Lurvy was not expecting that Wilbur would run away, but he gave them quite a challenge. Yes, he'll make a good pig, said Mr. Zuckerman. Wilbur heard the words of praise. He felt the warm milk inside his stomach. His tummy was full. He felt the pleasant rubbing. Pleasant means, nice, something which feels really, really nice. Rubbing of the stick along his itchy back. So, your mother sometimes pats your back. So, here, his back is being scratched and rubbed by Zakaman, and he's feeling comfortable. He felt peaceful and happy and sleepy. This had been a tiring afternoon. It was still only about 4 o'clock, but Wilbur was ready for bed. I am really too young to go out into the world alone, he thought as he lay down. So Wilbur went out. Why did Wilbur go out? Because the goose tricked him. The goose, poked him. He was like, why don't you go see outside? Why don't you go see outside? Wilbur didn't want to go. The goose was the one who was trying to, trick Wilbur. He was trying to encourage Wilbur to leave the barn. So is the goose Wilbur's friend? No, the goose is not Wilbur's friend. If he were Wilbur's friend, he would have said, stay in the barn, because the goose clearly knows that if Wilbur leaves the farm, he will run into trouble. One, because Zuckerman will try to chase him. Two, Wilbur is already a tiny pig, right? He's not very old. He's just a few months old, okay? So if Wilbur was older, yes, going outside and enjoying the freedom would have been nice for him. But here, he would have gotten lost in the forest, or some big animal would have eaten him up, right? So the goose just wanted to, entertain himself, and he did this how? By, making Wilbur get into trouble, right? And so Wilbur comes back after, running away. He wants to have food, and that's why he comes back. And then he realizes, what? I don't want to go out. This is it for me. So think about whether the choice made by Wilbur to go outside, whether the choice made by Wilbur to go outside was a good choice or a bad choice. Was it a good decision or a bad decision? Okay, think about it. All right, so we've finished the chapter, and I will see you next time.